Good evening once again, book lovers of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber and I also read a page from a book of my choice. Once I upload the 4 videos I have in mind for today, I am also going to be uploading 10 new shorts for you to watch and enjoy. So definitely make sure to do so and leave a like and a comment on every single one of them. Anyway, in today's video, I am going to be reviewing a book translated from the Japanese called The Lantern of Lost Memories by Sanaka Hiiragi. This one was translated by Jesse Kirkwood, and it was only published in this lovely hardcover edition about 4 months ago. It consists of around 200 pages, and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. So I am going to be reviewing these stories as a whole rather than individually because it's all the same author, and I feel as though it's better to speak about it in general rather than to be specific about every single story, because I feel as though if you do plan on buying this and reading it, it would be better for you to read the stories individually, think about them individually, but you'll get a general sense of the story as a whole from me. So I really enjoyed the gentle way that this was written in, and I feel as though the translation did the original work justice in this regard. And I think that Sanaka Hiragi is a great author. Overall, I've been mentioning this book for a very long time on this channel now because I've been reading it for quite some time. I've been putting it off as well for some reason. I don't know why. I keep starting to read new books altogether and putting this aside. I had 20 pages to go, finally found time to complete it, and I'm glad that I did, even though the final few pages really almost brought me to tears. And I started reading this one without knowing anything about the story, what it would be like. I only bought the book because I really love the cover and anything with a cat on the cover, and especially if it's translated from the Japanese, it will grab my attention. And I went into this blindly, basically, and I was shocked to see that what we'd generally refer to as magic is involved in this hypothetical novel about what happens to us after we die. And the stories, there are 3 stories, they all had a very bittersweet feel to them. And the last one almost brought me to tears, as I mentioned. The last one is the shortest one, and perhaps the most bittersweet one of all. I am slightly disappointed that we never learned about Hirasaka's past in depth, considering how he's such a brilliant person and the main reason why we got these tales to begin with. So basically, Hirasaka is this character you meet after you die. He asks you to pick one picture. Um, from every year in your life, one memory, then you put all the pictures together and you form a lantern of memories, which basically um, encapsulate your entire life. So that is the way the stories work. The main characters are all likable, especially Hirasaka, and I suppose that the moral of the story is that even people who might have led extremely difficult lives would be able to reminisce upon a time in their lives with fondness. So even the lives with the most hardship, there will probably some shred of optimism within them. I suppose that is what the idea the story is trying to convey. And I found this to be very thought provoking overall, although I was rather disappointed to see a cat on the cover, which, as I mentioned, was part of the reason why I bought this book. And to my knowledge, a cat never even showed up as part of the story. And I wasn't expecting that to happen because, in my opinion, if there is a cat on the cover, then it should at least be mentioned in the story. Let me know if I am mistaken and give me evidence if so. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that at this point the Japanese are using cats to market their books because they know that people love cats, people love books translated from the Japanese. Perhaps it has to do with the aesthetic, but I feel as though it should form part of the story as well. Um, I especially found the character of the mouse to be memorable. He doesn't have a name, he's just referred to as the mouse. He is an extremely meticulous and quirky character, and he basically manages to bring an animal back to life. I will not let you know how. I want you to read it for yourself, but that was quite a shocking and memorable part of the book as well. So, the final story, I mean, I was absolutely shocked to discover what the poor girl had been going through prior to dying for a few moments, and Hirasaka essentially broke the rules of the afterlife to give her another opportunity at life, and she managed to live a good life overall, as far as I know. And the first story, just to round it all up, is all about resilience and determination, although it didn't strike me quite as interesting as the other two, which is kind of ironic considering that it's about a teacher and I wish to become a teacher myself. I feel as though the others were much more imaginative and creatively written, in contrast to the first one. But the first one was pretty cool anyway, and I did fall in love with all the characters for what they did, for how they reasoned things out, um, for the way that many of them were logical. They followed instructions quite well as well. So yeah, I mean, the characters are all pretty brilliant. This is a novel I would recommend overall, though it would have been more fun had there been a connection between the tales and the characters, and I still am holding hope that this might happen in a sequel. Very little is said about what the people who lose their loved ones are thinking whilst the dead are having their pictures taken, and that might be something that Hiragi might look into when she's writing a sequel if she decides to do so. And I'm sure that she'd be able to pull this off because she is a great author and the translator did a fantastic job as well. I'll be thinking about the concept of what happens to us after we die for quite some time, not that I don't already, of course, but Hiragi's interpretation will certainly show up in my thoughts at some point or other, and I will definitely be thinking about Hirasaka and the concept of the lantern of lost memories. But anyway, that is all I had to say about this book by Sanaka Hiiragi. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Take a look at the rest of my videos because why not? They're absolutely amazing. And I will see you in the next one, hopefully very, very soon. Probably tomorrow. Bye, guys.